if you want to get hammered, drink every time I say style in this video. Hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about paring down and living with what is currently a 50-item wardrobe. It might be getting a bit smaller soon, but we'll talk about that in another video. Today, I want to talk about adapting your wardrobe to new situations, or if the need calls for it, filling gaps that might exist in your wardrobe. Now, recently I mentioned that I wanted to make a video on style changes because I recently created a winter work uniform for myself, and in that process I initially thought that I had undergone a kind of style change, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that my style didn't actually change. My style stayed the same, I just adapted it for a new setting. So that's the rabbit hole that I want to dive into today. In case you're interested in hearing more about that, I did make a video talking about my process for creating a uniform for myself. In my case, my uniform is a winter work uniform, which is comprised of a white button-down shirt, gray blazer, dark wash denim jeans, black trainers, a black bag, and optionally a sweater or scarf if it's cold out. Now, my style didn't actually change, but I think it felt like a style change because all combined, that look is a little more polished than what I typically go for, and it was a new type of dress that I didn't already have or have put together sort of in my mind ready to go. I think it's really akin to having no going out clothes and then finding going out clothes that still suit your style. Your style doesn't change, but you can sort of expand the range of your clothing options and fill any gaps you may have without actually changing your core style. Now, if you don't feel like you have a good grasp on what your style is or what you want it to be, then I would recommend you go back and watch my video entitled How to Create a Cohesive Minimal Wardrobe. That's where I talk about defining your personal style and then creating a cohesive wardrobe to match. I sort of combine two topics there. That's where I talk about things like color palettes and outfit formulas and silhouettes and all that great stuff. So if you haven't already seen it, I would start there. And if I were to try to make a video on style changes right now, I would be repeating 90% of the content of that video. So if you feel like you've outgrown your style or the items in your closet don't reflect your aesthetic, or if you're generally dissatisfied with your closet, then I would go back and give that video a watch. And small aside, anytime that I've been dissatisfied with my wardrobe in the past, I feel like it's been because I've had a closet full of trendy items, but they didn't actually reflect me or my personal aesthetic. So if that's how you feel, go back and watch the other video. So today I want to talk about modifying wardrobes for new circumstances and how to sort of fill any gaps that that might create. Our lives change, new things come up, and sometimes we need to be able to modify our wardrobes for different situations. Now, I want to caution against forcing ourselves to have items of clothing in our closets for events that never actually happen. So if, for example, you never go to formal events, don't convince yourself that you need to have clothes for events that never actually happen. If, on the other hand, you have a good foundation of a wardrobe, but you're struggling to adapt it to new circumstances or even different seasons, then this is what I suggest. I'll divide this video into two parts: how to experiment with what you own, and then how to research and potentially buy things to fill gaps in your wardrobe. Now, I am a big believer in having all wardrobe decisions start in your closet, not in a store. So if you're struggling to come up with an outfit for work or parties or going out or what have you, I recommend you set aside an hour of time on a weekend or whenever you're free to experiment with the clothes that you already own. Don't wait until the night of a party, for example, to go through your closet. Set aside some time and play dress up. Now, if you're not stressed, I think you'll be more likely to find outfit combinations that can work for that kind of event. And then whenever that event actually comes around, you can go straight to those items in your closet because you've already determined an outfit that will be perfect for it. Now, a lot of what you'll be doing as you experiment with the clothes you already own comes down to styling, be that pairing different things together or playing with your accessories or how you layer. So while you're experimenting, pay particular attention to how you accessorize. You can add jewelry or change up your bags or your shoes, or even different things that you can do with your hair and makeup can have a really big impact. Now, if you're like me and you're like, who wears makeup? Or I don't own any jewelry. I think you can still make a big change to a look with something as simple as changing out your shoes or your bag. If you do nothing else, try that. Styling techniques can also help you to modify your wardrobe for different seasons, especially when it comes to adding or removing layers. So if you take something like, let's say, a simple white shirt, you can roll up the sleeves in the summer when it's warmer, or you can add on a sweater or another layer in the colder months for added warmth. Now, if you've tried experimenting with what you have and it's not working, you don't have the pieces, and this may especially be the case if you have a good wardrobe for a particular season but not others, then it's time to research, try, and buy. Fair warning, there is a little bit of overlap in this section with my shopping or not with a minimalist wardrobe video. I will link that somewhere if you want to check it out. But I do have a few new tips, including this one, which is to find brands that really resonate with your style and then look at their catalogs or lookbooks and see not only what they pair together, but how they pair particular things together for the given situation or season that you're working on. It's become pretty ubiquitous now that basically every clothing brand has a left-hand menu navigation with at least 3 items in it: where to work, something about parties or going out, and vacation shop. So if you're working to modify your existing wardrobe for one of those 3 settings, find a brand that resonates with you and then click into one of those sections to get you some inspiration. For myself, my style is pretty minimal, a little bit traditional, a little bit sporty, and so I tend to look at brands like Everlane or J. Crew, or even though I don't own any items from this brand, they're called Whistles, they're based in the UK, I still have their website bookmarked because I really like how they pair items together. Now, as you're picking what brands to sort of go to look for inspiration, I think it's really important to pick brands that have their own signature aesthetic, like Madewell or Cost and other stories. Everything they make is really cohesive and sort of tells the story of that brand. I think if you go with something like Zara or H&M, those tend to be fast fashion reproducers, and you'll sort of get a mix of all different things and not really a cohesive aesthetic. So try to find a brand that really resonates with your style and that has its own cohesive aesthetic to keep you on track. And if there really aren't brands out there that resonate with your style, but there is a person, be that a celebrity or someone you know in real life, or a celebrity that you know in real life, you can do the same thing with that person. See how they dress for particular events or particular seasons, and take note of what things you want to incorporate into your wardrobe. Now, a brief note on comfort, because whenever I'm looking for inspiration, I will inevitably find a winter party outfit in which some poor model is wearing strappy 4-inch sandals in the dead of winter. So as you're looking for inspiration, be really critical about what parts of a look you want to emulate, because if it's not comfortable and it's not appropriate, you're not going to wear it. After doing this, you may have all new inspiration for how to work with your existing items of clothing, and that may be all you need. But if you get to this point and it's still not cutting it, then it's time to identify pieces that will help you to achieve the looks that you're going for. Now is when I start to have a bit of overlap with my shopping video, but the next thing you're going to want to do is to create a very detailed shopping list. And remember, as you look through inspiration, you're trying to modify your existing style for a new situation. You're not trying to develop a whole new aesthetic. So really focus in on what one or maybe couple of items can help you modify your existing aesthetic and existing items for a new situation. Once you have your very specific shopping list on what item or maybe couple of items you need to add to your wardrobe to achieve the look that you're going for, it's time to go on the hunt for those items. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video on shopping while maintaining a minimalist wardrobe. So I will link that down below, and I won't repeat everything I said there. If you haven't already checked it out, then do that, and that will help to guide you through the rest of your purchasing process. But one thing that I didn't mention in that video that I thought of since that time is to leave your wallet at home whenever you go shopping. I think that that can put some healthy distance between you and the cash register and really give you some space to evaluate a purchase. But if you haven't already, go check out my shopping video. That should help to guide you the rest of the way. Ideally, you find everything that you're looking for, you fill all of your wardrobe gaps, and your wardrobe is now perfectly capable of being modified for whatever you're working on. It could also be the case, however, that you can't find the perfect items, in which case I recommend a technique that I learned from the Anna edit. She recommends that you keep a list of items that you're still looking for at the end of every season. And then the next year, whenever that season rolls around, you revisit your list to see what items you're still looking for. So a year may pass and you may determine that you don't actually want those things anymore, in which case you can just check them off your list. Or you can save yourself some time by remembering items that you've already determined to be valuable additions to your wardrobe. All right, those are all of my tips for today. I hope you found some of them useful. They've been really useful for me whenever I've needed to adapt my wardrobe for new situations, so I hope you got something out of that. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.